Hi, welcome to Culture Shock. So I've had a good week this week, speaking at the Future of HR conference here in Johannesburg, dealing with a number of my clients, corporate and smaller clients, around issues of engagement and culture and all that means. And the big word that's come out, stayed in my mind anyway throughout the week, is simplicity and the pressing need that we have for simplicity. See, we're still making things too complicated, I think. As human beings, we naturally lend ourselves towards complexity. And of course, some businesses are naturally very complex. So I'm not talking about operational complexity as such. You know, where I'm standing right now, this is a relatively simple business. If you get the products right, get the stock right, get the pricing right, put yourself a place where there's through traffic, you'll probably do okay. It's not quite the same for a bank or an airline, of course. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the complexity of messaging around values and core purpose, about culture in particular, about what we're doing here and why we're here and what it is that we believe and why we believe it. I think sometimes, you know, we get that stuff wrong. In fact, we get it wrong far too often, if I'm frank. And it still seems to be harder to get this right than it is to get it catastrophically wrong. Even a little bit right than it is to get it catastrophically wrong. And that concerns me, because the one thing that I believe inherently is that if we get the cultural messaging right, if there's a crystal clear image in people's minds about why we're here and what we're doing and what the purpose is and why it's a good thing for us to do it and why it's a good idea for us to have the people that we have and why it's a good idea for the leaders to be the leaders that we have, etc. If we understand all of that, then it's easier for us to get behind it. I mean, that's rather obvious. But sometimes I think that just to try and understand what it is that we believe, we need a 50-page guidebook just to try and get there. Certainly that's the case with one or two of the new clients that I've been looking at lately, that I've been working with lately, to try and interpret what it is that they're trying to say in the first place. Is a really, really complex and difficult thing. So I guess the bottom line is this. For this week, the major overriding thought: great leaders are great simplifiers. The more simple you can make your message, the easier it is to understand, the easier it is for people to get behind it. And if people can get behind it, then you can get out of your cultural messaging exactly what you want. If they can't, you can't. It's as simple as that. Simplicity. That's the message for this week. Have a great week.